Did you know that short exposure to cold water can significantly improve your alertness, your circulation, and it can strengthen your resilience to stress? Yet most people avoid small discomforts just like this and then wonder why larger stresses in their life feel so overwhelming. Welcome back to my Daily Wins podcast. Let me begin by asking you something. When was the last time you deliberately chose discomfort? Not because life forced it on you, but because you chose it. And this is relevant today because in today's Daily Win, we're going to talk about having a cold shower, or at least having some part of your shower cold, whether it's the very beginning or the very end. Now, it sounds extreme, but it really is not. Just think of it in terms of 30 seconds. Or if that's too much, 15 seconds, or even just 5 seconds. It's all better than nothing. And here are 10 things you probably don't know about having a cold shower. Number one, cold water stimulates the release of noradrenaline, which increases your alertness. Number two, it temporarily increases dopamine levels. Number three, it improves your circulation. Number four, it activates your sympathetic nervous system in a controlled way. Number five, controlled stress exposure improves stress resilience. Number six, it can reduce inflammation. Number seven, it can improve recovery when paired with exercise. Number eight, it can strengthen mental discipline. Number nine, it can improve your breathing control under stress. And number 10, it reinforces self-efficacy, the belief that you can handle discomfort. You see, cold showers are not just about the temperature, they're also about the tolerance. So, if that list isn't enough to get you going and start thinking about having a cold shower today, let me play my would you rather game with you right now. And as normal, I'm going to run through a handful of questions. Would you rather win versus drift as far as cold showers are concerned? And I want you to just think about which ones of these you currently do and which you'd like to do in the future. Would you rather avoid discomfort throughout your life or build resilience throughout your life? Would you rather start your day reactive or would you rather start your day deliberate? Would you rather strengthen your response to stress or would you rather let it stay fragile? Would you rather prove to yourself that you can handle things that are difficult, or would you rather reinforce that you always avoid those things? Because your mornings, as you currently carry them out, are heading you in one direction or the other, but you can't do both. And if you are not somebody who currently has cold showers built in as part of your routine, fear not, because you are not alone. And there is a reason why some of the smartest people you will ever come across, or even the most disciplined or highly intelligent people you know, still will not do cold showers. Because comfort always feels harmless. Warm water always feels nice. Avoiding discomfort always feels sensible. But here's the pattern. If you avoid discomfort in small areas, your tolerance narrows over time. Your nervous system becomes more reactive over time. Your stress threshold lowers over time. You see, cold exposure is controlled adversity. It teaches your body, yeah, God, this is really cold and uncomfortable, but I know I'm safe. And that lesson transfers into meetings you might have at work, into conflicts you might have during the day, into uncertainty you might have during that day. It's not about just the shower, it's about the composure you learn to maintain in the shower. And when we think about you today versus future you, so if we're thinking about you 5 years from now, if we think about you facing pressure 5 years from now, facing setbacks 5 years from now, facing uncomfortable situations and conversations 5 years from now, do we want you to lean into those calmly or do we want you to be avoiding them? Because daily voluntary discomfort now builds our psychological armor for later. 30 seconds, 10 seconds, even 5 seconds of cold water daily compounds into resilience. And remember, you're either training the avoidance or you're training the courage and resilience with a daily win like this. So the daily drift is to train the avoidance. The daily win is to train the courage. And we can translate this into a real life example. Better stress tolerance, which comes as a benefit of the cold showers, means better decision making. It could mean better leadership. It could mean better emotional control. It could mean fewer impulse reactions. Calm people make better financial decisions. So when we have less stress and we can be more calm, we are going to make a series of better decisions throughout the day. Calm people will also perform better professionally because better resilience is a competitive advantage. And cold water, let's not forget, it costs almost nothing. This is a really, really, really cheap way of giving ourselves what could potentially be an extremely valuable asset in our lives moving forward. And in the grand scheme of things, like I say, it costs almost nothing, but avoidance, that can be really, really expensive. So if you're thinking, okay, fine, you're kind of tempting me, but I'm still not really sure exactly how I'm going to go about doing it, let's think about how we can implement this safely and practically for you. Start with your warm shower. And at the end, just start turning the temperature down gradually. The rate with which you turn down is completely up to you. And when it gets colder, start focusing on some slower breathing. Maybe breathe through the nose, a long exhale out the mouth, whatever you can do to stay calm. And even if on day one you only do 5 seconds, that's great. Tomorrow, try and do it for 6, then 7, then 8. I always think about it, if you do these things, if you start doing it in the winter with a cold shower, it's more useful because when you come out of a hot shower in the cold winter, often coming from the hot of the shower to the cold of the outside, it's quite a transition. Whereas if you're coming out of a cold shower into a cold outside, your body doesn't need to notice the difference. So you can actually end your shower and come out the shower feeling warmer than you would do normally, if that makes sense. Normally you go from hot to cold. This way you're already feeling cold. So maybe think about it that way if you need a different mindset towards all of this. But regardless of the mindset, the ripple effects are very clear and they've been proven time and time again. When you choose cold water over time, discomfort appears. You breathe more, you present more, you build confidence more, your stress tolerance improves, your avoidance decreases. It's one small voluntary discomfort now, one small daily win now for a massive ripple effect later. And as far as your health, wealth, and happiness is concerned, for your health, we've spoken about circulation. We can activate the alertness pathways. We can strengthen our stress regulation. We can support resilience at both a physiological and a psychological level. Think about that. That's amazing. From a wealth perspective, it will improve our performance through decision making and our composure under pressure. And those traits directly impact how we show up at work, maybe how we lead our teams, maybe how we can impact our earning potential. And from a happiness perspective, voluntarily facing discomfort builds self trust. So you begin to see yourself as more capable rather than being more fragile. And that shift in identity increases confidence across other areas of your life. So when you're next faced with something that you think is a challenge, you might think, well, I managed to do the cold shower. I really didn't want to do that. So of course I can make this food choice and choose the healthier option. Or of course I can take the stairs instead of getting in the lift. Or of course I can set that boundary. Or of course I can read those 5 pages instead of watching another episode because I've already done one daily win today. So I know I can do more. And that is where you start to layer them in and build your system. And that is when you start to shift your identity. Because here is today's truth. If you avoid discomfort everywhere, your world will shrink. But if you train discomfort every day, your world will expand. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20, 30, wherever you start, you can build from there. Literally any exposure is good exposure. And I genuinely look forward to hearing about how you get on with this daily win. I end each episode by asking you a question that you can answer in the comments below. And today's question is this. Where in your daily routine could you deliberately introduce a small moment of discomfort now to build resilience later? Have a think about it. Let me know what springs to mind in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Big love, Big Daddy.